Have y'all noticed a repetition of things? Beyond just going to work and doing the regular 9 to 5 repetition of things, like, have you also noticed a repetition in the news, the media, about a variety of things? Corruption, murder, violence, all of that stuff, weird things in recent days, just in the news. For some reason, it feels like these things are happening more often than usual. There's this kind of bombardment of media telling us of all these terrible and weird things, and we haven't had time to take a breather from anything, from work, from all of the stress of the world. Not at all to resolve some of these issues that we're seeing and hearing on the news. We haven't taken a moment to really stop and recognize the chaos and insidious atmosphere affecting our modern culture. There's been an ignoring of answers and accountability in every aspect of our world, as we've been seeing and hearing in recent days through the media. And no matter how people try to hide and escape the truth, it still finds its way to remind us it stands. And the truth has no issue letting us know who or what we really are. So I don't know if you guys heard of this story about this mystery of sheep walking in a circle for 12 days. It's a really odd video. I just showed it at the beginning of this video, and it's just weird, isn't it? So I'm just going to read this article. It says the eerie video, which was posted on Twitter last week by the Chinese state-run outlet People's Daily, shows dozens of the animals marching around and around on a farm in China's remote Inner Mongolia region. The tweet accompanying the creepy footage assured viewers that the sheep are healthy, and the expert suggests there also could be a very natural reason behind the animal's shocking or striking behavior, which has unnerved and mystified people around the world. It looks like the sheep are in the pen for long periods, and this might lead to stereotypic behavior, with the repeated circling due to frustration about being in the pen and limited, said Matt Bell, a professor at the Department of Agriculture and Hartpury University in Gloucester, England, to Newsweek. Then the other sheep join as they are flock animals and bond or join their friends. And then look at this circle. Like, look at this. You can't tell me this is something that, like, that is beyond comprehension. The social behavior of sheep is dominated by flock mentality, which controls the animal's movements and protects individuals from predators by prompting them to flee from danger as a group. According to the Merck Veterinary Manual, the sheep had been moving in a nearly perfect circle since November 4th. It's unclear whether they stopped to eat or drink, or whether they are or were still moving in unison as of Monday, which was, I believe, this past Monday, yesterday, the 21st, where this article was updated. So the owner of the sheep farm, identified as Miss Meow, claimed that the spooky sheep roundelay began with just a few animals before the rest of the flock joined in. So just a couple of them, although there were or are 34 sheep pens at the farm, only the sheep in one of the pens, number 13, have been acting this way. Interesting. I wonder if there's some numerology to that. I don't like to get too deep into things, but it's just like, this looks just so eerie, and it's like, it's interesting that we have access to see some of this stuff, and it's like, what does it mean? Like, you know, it just feels like almost like it's reflecting what's going on in our world. So the Chinese state run outlet that shared the eerie video assured viewers that the animals were healthy. Some have speculated that the sheep's behavior could also be caused by a bacterial disease called listeriosis, also known as circling disease. Listeriosis. The illness can be transmitted through contaminated food, soil, or animal feces. It causes a wide range of symptoms, including depression, loss of appetite, fever, partial paralysis, and circling behavior. Listeriosis usually causes death in affected animals within 48 hours, so it does not explain how the sheep in China continued continued walking in a circle for 12 days. So usually with this disease that they're trying to use as an answer or explanation to why these sheep are doing this isn't even what's actually going on. Because if they had listeriosis, they would have been dead days ago. So whatever is happening with these sheep is beyond some explanation we're able to gather at this time. So it just shows you when we think we have the answers, when we think we figured it out and we've smarted our way through life doing whatever, there's something greater going on that has the real answers, that is ensuring truth is being sought through its power, through its might. Like, this is wild. Like, it's just, I've been seeing so much of things like this in the news. It's just random things, and it's like no wonder why I think the world is coming to an end, because it's just odd stuff going on. I'm not even trying to find this news. It's just what's being reported, and it's like being reported like some normal shit. Like this is just some regular stuff, just sheep, just replicating what we do on a regular basis, going round in circles, to the job, to the home, to the job, to the home, and just sheep putting a mirror up to our faces about the current state of our world. News just sharing all the violence, and just violence just occurring, and no resolution, and no accountability for things. That's what's happening. That's just what's going on. It's just like, how is this normal? Firstly, like, how is it normal that these news institutions can just like make this our everyday reality, where we're seeing this on the regular, and it's like, okay, we're seeing this, but are we just being reminded or enforced to believe that there's no hope, that there's no resolution, that the climate really is melting, oh my god, we're running out of water, Lord have mercy, they're killing people in Iran for protesting about the things that are justified to protest and be outraged about right now, and there's no resolution for nothing. There's no accountability for any of these very explicit examples of how we are deteriorating and going in circles with no resolution. I don't know. Is that what the sheep are giving right now? Is that why the news is sharing this? Or what? Like, I don't even really know what to believe anymore. But I knew this morning, Lord have mercy, I was like, I cannot go to this job. I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to make some money to survive. You know what I'm saying? But do I really want to sit here and do what type of work? For what type of, what is this contributing to? It's this cyclical just nonsense. And what I was making videos today, I was like, bruh, I feel something in my spirit, bro. It's like, I can't even, just on a logical level, like, duh, look at all these cataclysmic and fucking terrorizing events happening just every day that they're telling us now. Every day, just, oh, another just terrible thing that we just have to look forward to. You think I just want to get outside of my fucking safety zone and be concerned or worried that there's a possibility a helicopter will fly out the sky and people will die today, or just some random bullshit? I go to work, and because I'm just an innocent bystander, I get shot because I'm just there. And we're just going to work, and we're just pretending this is just nothing. This is just regular life, just every day pass it by and just go on to work to do the things that aren't making sense of anything else. If anything, are just making things more senseless. Just go on in the circle of things. And you know what's so fucking hilarious? It's just, we think we are the superior species. We've convinced ourselves that we're smart because we have intellectual whatever, because we can build things. And it's just like, nature is reminding us that we've done nothing, that we've gone in circles, that we've not used our intellect to do any better than go in the circles that these sheep can do themselves. that they happen to have some sort of capability to do, whether that's through some strange disease that they can't even apply to what's going on here. These sheep can do the same thing we do. And who made these sheep? God. And we're over here thinking that we're better than these sheep that God made. Because we're over here making what? We're actually doing what? And what's so hilarious and like arrogant about the article, I mean, not about the person that wrote it or anything, it's just that we had the audacity to try to prescribe what we think is happening here. Like, our man made intellect can just justify this supernatural phenomenon happening. I Okay, I'm gonna get into Edmund Husserl or just phenomenology in a minute, but it's just like they were over here saying this is Latoriosis, crap, I forgot, listeriosis, and this thing that they're saying it is would have caused these sheep to die within 2 days, and they're still alive, just going in circles. Like, this is unexplainable. When it comes to supernatural, you know, when the higher powers are trying to speak, they will speak through nature. They speak through nature. And animals that really don't be speaking, they will speak, and they will mimic human behavior so you can hear them, so you can see what's happening, bro. I'm just like, this is just the weirdest video to me. It's like, if it's not creepy because it's just, you know, animals going in circles, it's like, okay, what type of beings would do this in the first place? What is this about? This is probably what all these other species are looking at us doing. Like, what is this about? They're like going in circles all day. All day. There's just like a whole like circular motion of things. And I haven't really seen them do anything else besides just do this repetition of this life thing. And yet they haven't like brought any more quality to the lives in which they're bringing about. Apparently they're still killing each other and creating weapons, and it's just a circular event with these people. Have you not seen in the recent news about all of these people killing each other and just all of the things that they're making, defeating them? That's what the sheep are speaking and saying. Like I said, when it comes to higher powers, the truth trying to speak to us, through us, you cannot ignore it. I've said this in earlier videos, and I've been saying this. The truth, integrity, honesty, authenticity is at stake right now. But like moral and well-rounded and humble and gracious truth is very depleted at this time. Y'all, if you guys are seeing these things and hearing these things, and if you notice just how blatant these examples are, telling us that we are messing each other up and it's going in circles, and it's like it feels inescapable. What is crazy is that I had a dream last week about the apocalypse, and I specifically remember saying there was flying objects flying out of the sky or blowing fire into the sky or something. And look, a helicopter crashed today. 2 people died. It's just like, what is the whole movement of stuff sometimes? What if people just sat down? What if they didn't ride that helicopter today? Because it's always just a busyness of something. It's always a reporting of something. It's always a collecting and acquiring of something. We don't even know what this is about. It's confusion. Instead of us to sit down for a minute and say, hey, look, there's some really wild things going on out here, and maybe I shouldn't dedicate every single moment of my life to being in this repetitious state because it's honestly not getting anyone anywhere, and we're seeing more and more by the day that being in this repetitious state, allowing this repetition of things, these violent things, these unfair things, these corrupt things, are a harm to us. And maybe I should take a step back, because it's not even just about making sure I can pay for my rent for today. I mean, while that is important, but I'm just saying, because it's beyond us at this point. There's something happening. This circle of events, and these animals, these natural beings showing in this supernatural way, is not something that you just brush over and just try to ignore. Like, this is reality. This is us. This is us. You think it's eerie for them to be going in circles? It's eerie for us to be going in circles. This is eerie to just be forgetting about the pause in things and correcting things, instead of thinking that this circle is making any sense, when we're as divided as ever, just going round and around. I'm telling y'all.
Welcome to an explainer on phenomenology. At its most basic, phenomenology is the study of lived experience. As its name suggests, phenomenology is concerned with the study of phenomena that arise from the experience of being in the world. The development of modern phenomenology, established by Edmund Husserl in the early 20th century, was a break from the Cartesian system that pitched stark distinctions between the outer, real reality and the individual experience of reality. Following the Cartesian principle, outer reality is a separate and distinct entity that can only be understood in rational terms through cognitive processes of deduction. Sense perception was thought to distort this process, and certainly emotions were considered a lower form of experience emanating from the recesses of the body. In contrast, phenomenology seeks to understand the outside world as it is interpreted by and through human consciousness. Ontologically speaking, that means speaking in terms of how philosophers understand the nature of being and existence. Husserl purported that reality could be grasped by and through structures of consciousness, by applying what he called intentionality to the object of study, or intentionally directing one's focus to describe realities. For Husserl, to achieve deeper understanding of an object of study, a researcher could quarantine their personal judgments, a process called bracketing, so that preconceived notions do not interfere with the phenomenological inquiry. It is at this point that Martin Heidegger's approach breaks with Husserl's process. In fact, Heidegger was very critical of Husserl's phenomenology, where Husserl sought to capture objects of study as graspable entities that could be objectively studied. Heidegger employed the notion of Dasein, the situated meaning of a human in the world. For Heidegger, consciousness is a product or construction of the historical context from which it arises, and in turn, one can never approach an object of study in a presuppositionless form. That is, objects of study cannot be neatly separated from their contexts, nor should they be. Reality and consciousness are co-creations, and because of this, human understanding always arises from the relationship between the two acting upon each other. Thank you for watching.
So I am just really interested about when it comes to phenomenology, or I think it just really applies to this case, because everything is really a phenomenon. It's like the news creates this phenomenon and disseminates it to us in this particular way, and then we have our own like ideas about the world, and in which the news that we absorb and our understanding and our consciousness has its own like reflective ideas about the world and what it reflects to us. So it's just kind of like when it comes to this sheep thing, it's like, to me, it's reflecting this circle, this roundaboutness of our humanity. It's reflecting this phenomenon in which we've imposed on ourselves to go round and round in circles like this. To me, it feels like a spiritual situation because of all of the very, like I've been mentioning, moral or lack of moral things going on in our world, and us being, or not us, but people that are in these situations and doing these wrongful things or evading things. And this is just continuous. It's just an everyday of just evading accountability, evading morality, going to work and just putting our head down and doing nonsense things. This is the phenomenology in which I'm experiencing when I see this video of sheep going in such a strange, perfect circle. We can't even explain what's going on here. We work every day to get the answers. We don't even know what's happening in this video. We work every day to get the answers of our lives, and we still haven't answered or solved any of them. We work every day to just get money, and we somehow think that's more important than finding justice for the people that have been killed in our country so blatantly, explicitly, without any sort of respectability at all. We just go around in circles, is what this video of sheep going in circles is telling me. Because we don't even know. We don't know what this is. We're saying it's listeriosis, and that is not the answer. Because it's beyond nature. It's beyond our nature. It's beyond nature, is what this video is telling me when I see this. That something is supernatural at play right now, and that we maybe need to pay attention. Because when nature, like I said, speaks, this is a phenomenon. This is very much worthy of us being receptive to what our consciousness is trying to say in this time. When you feel the need to not freaking go to work, when you know that someone is doing something bad and you don't say anything, or when you know something's wrong and you have to participate in it. Maybe that's what this video is trying to reflect on our consciousness. This is the phenomenon of our life, of our times right now. So it's weird. It's so weird. Like I've been saying, I think it's the end days. Don't take everything I say though, but I think it's worth noting and seeing these things and reflecting for ourselves. Because there's more to just showing up and doing what everyone else is doing at play right now. It's not just going in and repeating and doing another one, another day, like this, just in circles, around the clock, 9 to 5, like this, around the city, back and forth, home to work, like this. And then what have we done? Lord, it's really just that's what giving right now. And if you're spiritual, if you know that there is good and evil in this world, if you're even just tired of work, if you're seeing the blatant disrespect of people in recent times, in recent weeks, and the neglect of being accountable for the lives in which we know were done wrong, the protests that are going on because people are doing people freaking wrong. Don't just jump into your car and go to work and go in the circle that they're telling you ought to just be doing, and keeping your head down and not seeing what the world is at, seeing what the world is up to at this point. This is the phenomenon of our times.